And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Ryan Metzler.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan Metzler here again, and today we're going to be taking a look at a party game. In particular, we're going to look at Who's Got Game, which is a game by Neil Strauss, who is a journalist, an author, a pickup artist, and now a board game designer. Now, when I say game, I'm using that term a little loosely. This is more actually of a gathering activity than a game. It's going to be a social activity where you can get to know other people, maybe romantic interests, maybe friends, a group of friends that you'd like to get to know better. But anyhow, this game is going to require at least 4 players and is going to play up to 6. And it's going to be a game where you're trying to get to know both your partner and the rest of the people in the group better. So real quick, why don't we take a look at what comes inside this box. We'll see how the game plays, and then we'll come back here and get my final thoughts on it. So here you can see the components for Who's Got Game, most of which are just kind of little added things. You have some pads of paper for writing down answers to specific types of questions here. You're going to have a scorecard so you can keep track of everyone's score, and you're going to have a group of pencils so everyone can have their own pencils to write on, and a timer. But really, the majority of the game is right here in this box, and it's going to be a box full of cards. You can see there's all kinds of cards in here, and they're all of different types. And what you're going to do is on your turn, you're going to draw one of these cards, and you're basically going to read it and do whatever it says. So, for example, I could draw the social intelligence card we have here. This card says on it, do not flip this card over, instead give it to your partner. And every player is going to have a partner that will be their teammate for the game. And it says if the leader turns this over, they lose 2 points. So you want to pay attention, make sure you're reading things before you flip them over. But they would hand this to their partner, and their partner would read it. And it says here, directions. Leader's partner asks the leader to respond to this question. And they're going to read the question. It says, true or false. If you nod your head up and down while asking someone to do something, they are more likely to say yes. And at the bottom, it's going to have the answer to the question. For example, in this one, it's correct. It is true if you nod your head up and down, you are going to be more likely to get a yes answer out of that person. Good thing to know if you're ever trying to get somebody to do something that you want them to do. Other types of cards are going to do different things. So, for example, we have demonstration of higher value cards. This one here is actually going to be a handwriting analysis. So the person who has this card would read it, and they are going to basically be trying to figure out who out of the people that they're playing with is the most open-minded. And they're going to get people to write a sentence. They're going to guess who's most open-minded. They're going to get people to write a sentence. In this case, the sentence is, she has smooth hands. And everybody's going to write this, and they're going to give their piece of paper over to the leader of the round. And that person's going to look at the writing, and they're going to see which person has the biggest loops in their H's. You can see it here, big loops in their H's. And whoever has the biggest loops in their H's is going to be the most open-minded person. And if you guessed correctly, you're going to get awarded points for getting it correct. There are more types of cards. We have rapport cards here. These ones are kind of interesting. You have to guess who wrote it. So everyone's going to answer this question. And it says, if you could be like any movie character, who would you choose? And so everyone's going to write down an answer. They're going to pass their pieces of paper to the leader's partner, who is going to read them off. And that person, the leader, is going to try and guess who wrote each answer, getting points awarded for guessing correctly. Even more cards, we have connection cards. You have one like this. And on this side, it's going to say, the leader reads this question, what do you see? And everybody's going to have to answer with their first impression, writing it down on a piece of paper. And everyone who matches is going to get points accordingly. So as you can see, this is a game where you're either going to learn different types of social activities, different types of social cues. You're going to be able to learn more about your partner and the people you're playing with, but there are also some special cards in here. You have these secret cards. And if you draw one of these, you actually don't do anything on your turn. You're going to put this aside. You're going to hold on to it and not show anyone else. But it gives you a secret objective. In this case, it's going to be called Kiss Me. Basically, the next player is going to go on with their turn. This is an exclusive card. No one else gets to read it. But your goal is now to get your partner to kiss you on the cheek at some point during the game. And if you can get them to do so, you're going to get 2 points. So your partner doesn't know this card. The other players don't know this card. But if you can manage to get your partner to kiss you on the cheek without telling them why, then you're going to get an extra 2 points. And the game's going to go around for 12 rounds, each player taking a card, that being 1 round, until you get done with 12 rounds, and then you're going to have a special final challenge at the end of the game, at which point you're going to try and remember one answer that each person gave to a question. And you're going to try and write down one answer for each player onto a piece of paper to get you bonus points at the end of the game. After you've done this, you're going to reveal, total up your extra points, and whoever has the most points over the whole course of the game is going to be the winner. And that's Who's Got Game. It's less of a game than a social activity, as I said earlier, but a great way to get to know either a group of friends or a romantic interest with a group of friends while keeping a lighthearted and less formal attitude about it. Now, the game does have some raunchier aspects. Some of the cards are not so family-friendly at times, but that's okay. I did play the game with my family, my parents, and nobody found the game offensive. I thought it was a good, lighthearted activity for all of us, so we really enjoyed it. If you are looking to get to know your romantic interest better, or just to get to know a group of friends better in a nice, casual type of way, definitely check out Who's Got Game. And for those of you who are interested in Neil's work as an author, a journalist, and a pickup artist, I actually was able to get him on the phone and conduct an interview with him. He was nice enough to talk with me. I'll be posting that audio separately, so if you'd like to take a listen to that, I will post it. And I hope that you enjoy both the game and the interview experience from Neil Strauss's Who's Got Game.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find the latest board game news at Dicetowernews.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Fun Again Games, the world's best game source. Fun Again Games has over 5,000 games available. Check them out at funagain.com.